I I found a fun paper. You see, I said yesterday when I take my poem, blue in blue, that I sent out some equations, and okay, these are the equations. Ray Chowdhury, Newman Pound Penrose, and it's all the data is all there. But I had misconstrued the whole thing that when the astronauts fell into the Pacific, they in floaties, that Artemis 2 integrity return back to from where they began the mission on April 1st, but apparently it's still lost. It's going around on its own. It's AI. It can be AI operated. The computer can work miracles. So it has all the data. So I sort of came to know that they may have gone through a wormhole because they went from behind the moon to the front of the moon when there was daylight, and then instead of looking at the reverse window, all right, to make a U-turn, they have seen a bigger planet, thought it's Earth, and gone straight on to Venus. In between, they went through a wormhole, all right, where space-time curvature, etc. You all know what a wormhole is. Large distances traversed in short period of time. So it's all recorded on the computer. The spacecraft has to come back. So this much I gather. I don't have much proof, but I'm going to prove that there is a wormhole between Earth and Venus. And if I were to, in this equation, prove that n equals 2, for space travel, you need n equals 3 for time like geodesics. Geodesics are all over here at the previous page, P to Q. And if I were to try wormhole travel, go from my home to the Runnymede Public Library, I would have to consider that this is the library, this is the closest intersection, but to me, and this is my home. So I go from here to here to here, but I would be going from here to here to here. So I've done the calculations for that, and you don't need a lot of energy and that sort of thing, unless you're doing traversing large distances. So if I were to prove that, then they went through a wormhole. There is a wormhole between Earth and Venus. You can prove all this electrically too. So this energy condition must be violated if you need a wormhole. If this is met, then you're going to travel in space as that's Einstein's field equations. Field equations must be violated for a wormhole to exist. So I will just bring up a paper and see if time travel is possible. Um, all right, this is the paper, and I'll give you the reference of the paper. It is by Michael Morris. It's in Physical Review Letters, and it's by Michael Morris, Kip Thorne, and Alvi Yurtsever. It's a Caltech paper. Wormholes, time machines, and the weak energy condition. So that's the paper, and I thought I would see, because I made all the calculations for wormhole. You can create it on a, through witchcraft, as I've read and in some blog. You can do wormhole travel, sort of, go from point A to point B without breaking a sweat, literally without breaking a sweat. Not even, from here to the room, from here to there. And, or most people just sort of go onto the wall and then make the places meet. So, sort of, if I were to go from here, then I walk into the library. sort of, as if sauntering on the street. So I go in front of the library, all right? So I don't get caught. So people rarely admit to this. But for me, once I figured out there are wishes which could make your life much better. But then you have to remember again what the Wizard of Oz said, children's movie. These people are not intelligent. If you're intelligent, then good wishes work for you. Good wishes who wish the best work for you, and bad wishes also plague you. That's different. All right, but your wishes don't come true because they make the world run in other ways. So people, some people wishes just come true, and so I can do this, and I was never granted any wish. In fact, life became even harder because my supervisor, who has wishes working for him, but I don't know if the good wishes work. All right, he worked hard then. He was invincible in a way, none of us are. At least I'm not. All right, he was a professor. He could call the shots and that sort of thing. So, but that sort of thing, I mean, on paper he still is, but he has become transgender. I shared a number of videos. I have a burial for him on the side of our yard, and for his previous self, he's a transgender woman now. So he has not given me a wish. In fact, he's double cancelled, as have other onlookers when I write my wish. So they have double cancelled my wishes, which means that I'm worse off than when I began life on this planet. So I'm working harder and harder, and things are not coming. Also because spam goes. So, anyways, so electrically, you need two spherical plates even to create a wormhole. And then there are a number of parameters that a lot of it is proven in the paper. And Morris, Thorne, and if it's, I always get this person's name wrong. It's not good because he's the professor. He calls the shots. Um, Yurtsever. Yurtsever's paper. And so wormhole apparently has been proven, but I'm not sure about this. Maybe they're all busy hunting Artemis 2, so they have actually not done the experiment, which I recommended you, right? So, it takes a bit of maneuvering. Getting two spherical plates is very hard because Home Depot doesn't have it. Metallic spherical plates. Creating electrical energy would mean that they would have to be metallic, right? So wires, battery. So I got a battery. So I thought these could be spherical plates. They're two bun pans, cake pans, but they're not quite spherical. This thing is there, and opening is there. And so they're sort of hemispheres. All right, and they're not identical, but that could be for a wormhole creation. For time machine, all right, so these could work, but after the paper says time machine works. So S distance is one. So I was advised after back and forth. I was advised that first I thought I would go into the events I hosted when I was working in the University of Toronto Department of Chemical Engineering, because then I would be in this living room and with my friends. Because with my son I could come then with my son. At first I thought the car, but I would be. It's an interesting concept. I would be walking in on the past me driving the car, and the past me could crash because she would be scared out of her wits. I beg your pardon. So she'd be scared out of her wits, and my son in the back. And what if we were all to crash? Then it's a parallel universe. The crash is a black hole, and my son living in present day would be the parallel universe. All right. I mean, he would become, but I would present me, past me would be dead. With the baby Prana, would the sequence of events change? Possibly. Past. We are going into the past. So no parallel universe. No Prana. But Prana exists. What is happening? Would he just, disintegrate? No. The decay? Probably not. All right. So we don't want my son. If I'm around, I want my son to be around. And S distance. All right, S is distance. Acceleration is coulombs per second square, two plates, and then G of t is coulombs per second square. Velocity is again all the time we are used to meter per second. It's here minutes per second. So 1 hour behind. So I thought 1 hour behind. I'd go meet myself, who was sitting on this couch in the front after finishing her calculation shower, drinking her tea. But already let you in on the secret. We'll see what happens if if the paper authors of the paper are right. Theta, this angle, all right, of the bun pan, which is kind of close to the calculated value. I think I got 20.68, but this is so this or 20. It's it depends on how you hold it. This way, oh, actually 20, 20, 20. It's it. So that's correct. Theta is correct, but it's an imaginary value. It's a minus value. All right, well, it's an I, the 20.34 I, which cannot be possible because all the spherical bodies have a possible theta, which has a definite value. So time travel is not possible, or there's a trick to it. All right, it's imaginary in real time, but in past time, it's possible. It's real time. So I'm going to wrap foil around it. All right, so this is the spherical plate. Home Depot doesn't have it, so so this is a Nordic pan. I think you've seen this because I have shown it to you. All right, so my viewers. So this is and then more foil. One is an America bun pan, yeah, Phoenix Smith, and the other one is a Kukri, Toronto bun pan. So America value, this is Artemis 2 mission. So and then wires must be wrapped around this. Negative and we'll do red. And I need a power source. I use the same thing, this one. This is all not necessary. Capacitors, all of them are not necessary. So this is the power source. This is 8 ohms, 0.5 watts. Maybe good, right? I square R. Then what do? I wrap the wires around I put this. It's really hard. This is maybe put it through the foil. I think that might be a smart move. 10 centimeters. Radial distance, I have randomly chosen 10 centimeters between the two. So 10 centimeters is much less. So get this closer. And you can see this. You push it to the further behind. So this is roughly, this is a bit more. This is about 10 inches. So, but I have gotten theta to be minus, or one must be accurate, experimentally accurate. So I used to spend hours together with analytical balance, with the analytical balance Brad Civil's lab had. But now we know at home, my experiments after doing all this with the digital balance, which suddenly became defunct, it just went kaput. Sold 1 teaspoon for, so it makes measuring a lot easier. 1 teaspoon, and so this is. This is also, right. So, so black goes to negative, black goes to negative, You would think now, and this goes to a battery, or I need a power source, right? Battery has to be connected to this. Yeah, that's correct. So that's correct. And I am going to just so this or wrap it around. Wrap it around. Wrap it around. And tie it maybe. This goes to this power source, and that goes to a battery. These wires don't stay at all. Where's the black wire from? Here. And the battery, here is the battery. Check out the battery. It's so hard. It's all 2 amps and things like that. But these are all questions, I think, for professors. So minimal. So the other end, this is connect both. I need both, right? I need both. So if one negative comes to, this is negative, right? And for this I need a positive. Okay, negative. So I think this is correct. So one is facing the negative, or both of the batteries, but they are hooked from the power source here. They're hooked from the power source here. Close of view, and close of view. Close of view. Okay, so this is the power source, the fire circuit. Each of them go to one. But although the receptacles in a transistor, but one marker is for the positive and the other marker is for the negative. Did I do correctly? But then the power source is connected. So what is happening here? So this is done. So let's see if something miraculous happens here. Something light. I'll show power source. I'm going in back in time, but it's impossible. You can't do time travel. Nothing in between. Okay, we'll see something else. This is stars and planets. I think the crew have had a scare. Santa, what does Santa say? Little Santa? Santa does not want electrical fears. Or am I? Santa's doing nothing. It's just it's also not the right spherical plates. That too. So what? But I have what now? I have. Let me add Albert Einstein onto this. All right, or Kip Thorne. You know, Michael Morris, and I forgot again. Time, did it stop? Time, it's not showing time. Okay. I will write Albert Einstein. And then Morris, Thorne, and we will just let it go. And the professor and yes, Twitter. Yes, Twitter, I think. Yes, Twitter. Yes, Twitter. So this paper in Physical Review Letters. So and let's see if something miraculous happens. So it's an interesting concept though. Distance is not distance. So velocity is completely off. You know, it does not conform to the regular definition of velocity, distance per time. It's the flow of current flow in per unit time. So it would be amperes per second. So amperes per second are coming g of t coulombs per second square. But what could happen here? Something magnet. Let's see. I'll keep a magnet. I'll get a magnet. What's going to happen to the electromagnet? So magnets, electromagnet. But a power source does nothing. Electromagnetic force. It's just the magnetic force. So it's not possible. Time travel is not possible. So if I were to prove gravitationally that there's a wormhole between Earth and Venus, life would get pretty good. All right, some of this is all a part of your school curriculum, I guess, university curriculum. So enjoy working on it. All right. Signing out, Gayatri B. Sitaram. Thank you. So no time travel. I did not go back by an hour. People were also scared. I spoke to my husband and son, and he sent email. I was told that saying that you should just go 1 hour behind. If you meet your friends, you may not want to come back. Or if you meet my child me, you'll forget for the rest of my life with you. It's a sad concept, isn't it? So it's good time travel is not possible. I wouldn't forget how I raised myself. All right, signing out. Guys, to be Sitaram. Thank you.